Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is doing some research.
I was doing some quick research. I caught. I don't know everything.
She's answering your questions, and I have a question about this.
Okay, go for it.
That's not right. We have a poinsettia here. It's all glittery.
I know how much you love glitter. Not. No, they came out about, I don't know, 5 or 6, maybe 8 years ago. They're very fancy. And people do love them. So basically, they take like a white poinsettia usually, and they use a floral spray dye or a floral spray paint, and then some glitter. And we've got them in green and blue and purple and orange.
Nothing says Christmas. Like
and then they do take some red ones and they'll or the burgundy, and they'll just spray the glitter on them so it really intensifies the color. They're not for everybody, but hey,
some people like them.
I love glitter, so there you go. It's good.
It is good. And you have plenty of regular ones in stock as well.
We do have all the normal ones as well.
Right.
Yes.
Let's get to the questions. Chris from Sun Prairie wants to know, we have 3 boxwoods that get a lot of wind. Should we keep them covered in burlap for the winter? Also, is it a good time to mulch a rose bush?
Okay, so let's take the boxwood first. If boxwood are in a windy spot, especially if it's on the sunny side, you could put some burlap, just like a screen. You don't have to wrap them. You can if you want to, but just a screen to keep the wind off, and that should be fine. And then as far as your roses are concerned, the ground is starting to freeze. I was walking around on it over the weekend, so you can certainly go ahead and put down your mulch to sort of protect the crowns.
Okay.
So yes, it's time to do that.
Now's the time.
Now's the time. For anything that you're going to do protective mulch on, now's the time.
Because the ground is starting to freeze.
The ground is starting to freeze. And that's what you want to do. The mulch keeps the ground frozen. It doesn't keep it warm.
Okay.
And the reason you want to wait until it actually freezes is because if you've got critters like mice or voles, and you're keeping the ground warm, then that's a really attractive place for them to hang out in the winter. At the same time, they're going to nibble on your plant's roots.
There you go.
Which nobody wants.
Nope. Patty wonders if she should remove the dead blooms from her Thanksgiving cactus or leave them.
Yeah, I would. Sometimes they will like self-clean a little bit, but you could go ahead and like just gently remove them. It'll keep it looking a little bit fresher.
All right, another Thanksgiving cactus.
I know, this is the one I was doing some research on, and I didn't quite get it.
It's dropping all of its buds. So what's going on?
My suspicion is that it's environmental. So either it's being overwatered, or Thanksgiving cactus don't mind a chillier spot. It might be that it's in a spot that's a little warm, like by a heating vent or something like that. So watch the water. Make sure it dries out between waterings. They're a cactus, so they don't need to be wet all the time. And then if that continues, I would also play around with the temperature a little bit. Make sure it gets plenty of light too, the sunniest window you have.
Are there a difference between Christmas and Easter and Thanksgiving?
Yes, and you can tell pretty easily by the leaves. So the leaves are kind of segmented like this. If they have points, then that's a Thanksgiving cactus, which is probably 95% of what you're going to find at this time of year. If they have like a little scallop like this on each leaf segment, that's a Christmas cactus. And if there's very little definition from one segment to the next, that is an Easter cactus. So Thanksgiving cactuses are the most prevalent. They come in the most colors. Okay. So, yeah.
And you sold a lot of Christmas trees this past weekend at the Bruce Company.
We did.
Best way to keep them fresh and not drop their leaves?
I will say that we had a drought in Wisconsin, so the trees do not seem as heavy as they usually are. The biggest thing to do is to get a fresh cut right before you put it in the stand, and then don't let that water dry out. So make sure you check it every day, top that water off so that the bottom of the cut does not seal up. Now, there are a lot of products and different things that people put in theirs. Personally, I like to use boiling water. I don't know why. I have a cat that drinks out of the tree stand, so I don't put aspirin or soda or anything else in there.
All right. Thanks, Lisa. Thank you for your questions. We'll see you next time.
Yep.